Hello, everybody. Welcome to Truthworthy. This is Levi Pingleton with Catholic Apologetics International. Visit us at robertsongenis.com, journeytothecenteroftheuniverse.com, and robertsongenis.substack.com. You can visit me at levipingleton.substack.com, at my Facebook page, and also at the Truthworthy YouTube channel. Just look it up at Truthworthy. Also visit our friends, colleagues, and family at the Kolbe Center for the Study of Creation with Mr. Hugh Owen at kolbecenter.org, kolbecenter.substack.com, and at the Kolbe Center YouTube channel. Today, what I'm going to be going through is called Geocentrism, Realism, Philosophy, Ideology, and True Science. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And this was heavily influenced by the Earth Movers, Galileo's Reformation, by James Redmond O'Hanlon. Specifically, Chapter 1, page 58, and this book is available at kolbecenter.org. When Adam first named the animals, he was not merely classifying creatures, but participating in the first act of natural philosophy, the contemplative study of God's creation. Natural science, rightly understood, does not seek to create or speculate beyond what is revealed, but rather to observe and describe the order that God already has established in the world. Since no man was present at the creation of the heavens and the earth, natural science cannot explain origins through mere physical processes. The true beginning of all things lies in the supernatural act of God, as made known through sacred scripture. In the traditional Catholic understanding, the study of the heavens, astronomy, and cosmology began as an effort to chart the stars and planets, recognizing their ordered movement around the earth, which holds a central and privileged place in the created order. The cosmos itself proclaims this divine order, and the earth, as the dwelling place of man and the site of the incarnation, stands uniquely at the heart of creation. Great Catholic minds such as Venerable Bede and St. Albert the Great pursued the study of nature not in opposition to revelation, but in service to it. They recognized that the natural world reflects God's wisdom, but they also held firmly that the ultimate truths about man's origin and the structure of the universe are revealed by God and are not subject to revision by the limited scope of human observation. From the traditional Catholic geocentric view, man is not a cosmic accident on a minor planet, but the central figure in a divinely ordered creation, a cosmos made for the glory of God and the salvation of souls. Throughout history, philosophy has undergone a narrowing of its original breadth and meaning. Once a comprehensive pursuit of wisdom embracing all areas of human knowledge and divine truth, it is now often reduced to a rational investigation of certain metaphysical problems, particularly concerning the causes and principles behind the universal order. However, prior to modern fragmentation, philosophy had its full expression in what became known as scholasticism, the school system, which guided Western thought up to the 17th century. At the heart of scholasticism was the Church's effort to harmonize reason with revelation. This synthesis reached its highest form in the work of St. Thomas Aquinas, the greatest of the scholastics. He drew deeply from Aristotle, the Greek philosopher whom Aquinas reverently called the philosopher. Aquinas did not adopt Aristotle uncritically. Rather, he purified and elevated Aristotelian thought by placing it in service to the truth of the Catholic faith. In this way, St. Thomas baptized reason, crafting a Christian philosophy, Thomism, which was endorsed by the Church for centuries and continues to receive papal approbation even into the modern era. The 17th, the 13th century in which Aquinas lived was a pivotal moment. The barbarian chaos of previous centuries was giving way to a new Christian civilization. Catholic universities were founded, canon law was codified, and Western Europe was unifying intellectually and spiritually around a Christian worldview. In this climate, there was a pressing need for an intellectual architect, someone who could reconcile ancient wisdom with the Christian truth. Aquinas fulfilled this role magnificently. His teachings became the philosophical foundation of Catholic education all across Christendom, building a cohesive system of truth rooted in both faith and reason. In this system, knowledge begins with the senses. What we see, hear, and feel presents to the intellect the essence of things, what they are in themselves. From this, the mind can proceed to discover causes through deductive reasoning, guided by metaphysics and theology. Thus, true wisdom seeks not only appearances, but the observable realities behind them. The senses open the door, but the soul seeks the higher, eternal truths that culminate in God. From this Catholic realist framework, the geocentric view of the cosmos, that the Earth is at the center, is not an outdated model. It reflects a philosophical and theological vision of the cosmos as ordered, hierarchical, and purposeful, with man and the Earth at the center of God's creative attention. Geocentrism harmonizes with the realism of Aristotle and Aquinas. The world appears this way to the senses because it truly is this way. What appears to be central is, in fact, central in God's design. However, the rise of ideology and modern thought disrupted this harmony. Where philosophy seeks truth as it is, ideology aims at changing the world according to human concepts. The heliocentric model advanced by Copernicus, rooted in Pythagorean speculation, reverses the traditional order of knowledge. It begins with an abstract idea and then seeks to fit the world into that idea. This idealism, detached from the sense experience, reflects not the humble pursuit of wisdom, but a human centered assertion of an intellectual dominance over creation. Aquinas had already cautioned against this kind of confusion. In his Summa Theologiae 146-2, he reminds us that matters of faith, like the beginning of the world, are not subject to scientific demonstration. Force such demonstrations risks presenting the faith as irrational, giving unbelievers cause for mockery. His point is clear. Not all truths are accessible through empirical science, and not all science is adequate for the fullness of truth. Indeed, Catholic tradition, as seen in sources like the 1903 Catholic Encyclopedia, recognizes that all created things may be approached from three perspectives: the logical, how we reason about them; the physical, how they manifest in nature; and the ethical, how we ought to relate to them. True science, then, is not limitless. It is bounded by the moral order and by the hierarchy of truths, with theology as queen of the sciences. This understanding affirms the need for legitimate freedom in inquiry, but also for right order. Science must remain subordinate to truth, not the other way around. And when modern scientific theories contradict perennial Catholic teaching, not merely in astronomy but in anthropology, ethics, or metaphysics, they must be scrutinized not simply for their data, but for the ideology behind them. Thus, from a traditional Catholic perspective, geocentrism is not primarily a scientific position, but a philosophical and theological affirmation that man and earth hold a central place in God's plan. This is not contradicted by appearances, it is confirmed by them. To dismiss this order in favor of abstract speculation is to dethrone wisdom and elevate ideology. And this is Levi Pingleton with Catholic Apologetics International. Visit us at robertsongenis.com, journeytothecenteroftheuniverse.com, and robertsongenis.substack.com. You can visit me at levipingleton.substack.com, at my Facebook page, and also at the Truthworthy YouTube channel. Just look it up at Truthworthy. Also, please visit our colleagues, friends, and family with Mr. Hugh Owen at the Kolbe Center for the Study of Creation at kolbecenter.org, kolbecenter.substack.com, and at the Kolbe Center official YouTube channel. God bless you and peace be with you. Pax Domini sit semper vobiscum. Thanks for watching, and I hope you come back.